Hello, 521 classmates. Welcome to Team 7's Trinity project, titled The Ethics of Religion in the Workplace, presented by Megha Bhatia, myself, Marla Clark, and Cassandra Coleman. We chose this topic because as future leaders, we must be aware and respect all faiths in order to work together to make our workplaces and our country more inclusive. In our outline, Megha will present a review of regulations regarding religion in the workplace, including Title VII of the Civil Rights Act and other regulatory laws. I will introduce the details of workplace accommodations of religious practices and present a recent legal case involving religious accommodations. Cassandra will discuss the benefits of ethically practicing religious inclusivity and how to create awareness surrounding this issue. Marie Jean-Pierre is a faithful Christian missionary for the Soldiers of Christ Church. In 2006, Marie was hired as a dishwasher for the Conrad Miami Hotel. During that time, she informed the hotel that she could not work on Sundays because of her belief in saving the seventh day to honor God. The hotel honored her request. In 2015, under the demand of a new hotel's kitchen manager, they began scheduling her to work on Sundays. She collaborated with other employees to arrange shift trades to accommodate her belief until she was required to fill her own shift. Then on March 31, 2016, after 10 years, Marie Jean-Pierre was fired for purported misconduct, negligence, and unexcused absences. She stated that she had missed 6 Sundays from work to attend Bethel Baptist Church. In her emotional distress, she filed a complaint with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission issued Marie a right to sue notice, which in effect allowed her the opportunity to sue the hotel and its managing company. She sued the managing company, Virginia-based Park Hotels and Resort, formerly known as Hilton Worldwide. The jury in her case awarded her $21.5 million due to the hotel's failure to meet her requested scheduling accommodation, which ultimately led to Marie's wrongful termination. Due to a financial cap in federal court, Marie's attorney, Mark Broomer, expects she would receive a final award of $500,000.
Marie's story is an all too familiar experience for individuals who are devout followers of their faith. Religious practices, while protected by civil rights law, are often mocked, ridiculed, and disregarded in protected environments. The ethical repercussions of organizational failures to protect these individuals are widespread and lead to professional environments that are toxic and intolerant of the differences that make the human family unique. While we are living in an era of unprecedented cultural diversity, the rhetoric of today's society has not encouraged the level of tolerance needed to create full acceptance of the differences among us. There is no place where this is more evident than the American workplace.
Under the Title VII of the Civil Rights Act brought to us by the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission enforces laws for religious discrimination in the workplace. Religious discrimination involves treating a person, whether they're an applicant or an employee, unfavorably because of his or her religious beliefs. Under Title VII, religion not only includes traditional organized religions such as Christianity, Judaism, or Islam, but also religious and ethical moral beliefs that are new, uncommon, not part of a formal or organized religious sector, or only subscribed by a small number of people. It is an employer's responsibility to establish guidelines within their company handbook or policy. Title VII of the Civil Rights Act enforces freedom to practice religion in the workplace within reasonable limits.
The employee must inform the employer of any religious beliefs that require accommodating or any conflict with work requirements. The employer can request additional information to evaluate the request. Some forms of accommodation include scheduling changes, change in job duties. With conflicts of tasks such as Catholic pharmacists having to prescribe birth control pills, an employer can provide alternate tasks or move the employee to a different position or location. Dressing, grooming. Use of company facilities. If the area is utilized for non-religious activities not related to work, then this area can also be utilized for prayer as well. Excused absences. Employers are entitled to conduct religious beliefs and practices in their own private establishments, yet be sure to accommodate those that choose to be excluded for religious reasons. Proselytizing at work. Some religious beliefs require that you profess your faith. It can be allowed as long as it does not harass other employees or disrupts business. Organizational leadership must be prepared to advocate for the individual rights of employees requiring these additional accommodations. This, of course, includes protecting employees from the scrutiny and bullying behavior from their non-religious colleagues. The EEOC does recognize cases that can cause an undue hardship and examines each case individually. Yet the employer must attempt to provide an alternate accommodation without affecting a bona fide seniority system that would accommodate the religious request. Employers must be aware that establishing an undue hardship is not actually any religious biases that may be present in the form of discipline. As noted from the case of the UPS story, the outcome can be very costly. To seek further information pertaining to accommodations, refer to the EEOC's website.
Why is religion an ethical issue in the workplace? The ability to allow employees to make decisions to represent themselves and practice their beliefs is not always accepted within the workplace. A great example of this would be UPS, a company that we are very familiar with. In 2018, the company was ordered to pay $4.9 million to a class of current and former applicants and employees because UPS prohibited them from wearing beards or growing their hair below collar length and failed to hire and promote individuals whose religious practices conflicted with its appearance policy. Appearance policies can cause discrimination for religious beliefs and decipher promotions within. Another example is that out of 90,000 charges for discrimination in the United States, roughly 3.7% of them were based on religious affiliations, practices, and beliefs. While it is okay to establish company handbook and policy rules and regulations, it is unethical to not allow employees to make decisions to represent themselves and their own beliefs. This should be practiced with respect in the workplace and is not always accepted.
The rewards of creating a truly religiously inclusive, respectful, and harmonious workplace are bountiful. Practices and policies that not only embrace the differences in each individual, but also focus on the education of the entire population can be incredibly powerful. Proper inclusion can lead to an opportunity for understanding. In September of this year, the city of Houston, Texas, and the surrounding Harris County mourned the loss of Sandeep Dhaliwal, the first sheriff deputy permitted to wear a turban and full beard while on duty in observance of his Sikh faith. Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner said Deputy Dhaliwal was a bold and groundbreaking law enforcement officer in the eyes of our country, our state, our nation, and around the world, because he sought and received permission to patrol while wearing the outward signs of his Sikh faith. He was a walking lesson in tolerance and understanding, he added. During Dhaliwal's services, countless community members shared stories of curious children approaching Dhaliwal to ask about the funny thing on top of his head. Sandeep took those moments as valuable teaching opportunities and endeared a whole community to his individual belief system. This is what is possible when human beings can outwardly express the traditions of their faith. Loving and appreciating one another lends itself to more opportunities for firsts, like Dhaliwal. Accepting work environments create happier and more productive employees who feel represented and supported. Accepting work environments foster a climate of inclusion and will be more successful. Accepting work environments build far-reaching reputations that invite individuals from all walks of life to seek employment with the organization. This is the undeniable power of ethically embracing religious diversity. It is our hope that this presentation opens your eyes to the pervasiveness of this issue and will inspire you to spread acceptance in your workplace. Thank you so much for your attention.